Hey you, thanks for stopping by my channel today. I really appreciate you spending time with me. So what I've got here is the super sweet gift from one of my coworkers. When something overtly artistic comes in her way, she sends it my way because she doesn't feel that this is appropriate for a classroom, which I, knowing that teacher, agree. I don't know if I would give this to a pre-K either, but I get the joys of having it. So when I got it home and I really had a thought, I realized that I already owned a version of this palette. And so I went running and I went digging through all my art stuff, and way in the bottom of my art storage unit was this palette of this, I don't even want to say the name of it, Royal Lang nickel. And so that means that I had swatches already made. So I went and I found my swatch box that contained my older swatches, and I pulled them out, and lo and behold, I did have swatches for them. And so I thought I would show you footage of me finding them in my boxes, because one, my swatch boxes give me joy. They kind of smell like chocolate. And two, I get to show off my pretty swatches of the swatches that I made during that period of time where I was using the 5x7 sheets of paper that fit in the chocolate boxes. I've moved to smaller sheets of paper because I got the cutest little finger file box, but I'm not enjoying it as much. I might go back, but that's neither here nor there. So I went and found what is this thing called? It's a sketchbook. This sketchbook that I have been testing different types of watercolor in. It is actually watercolor media, and it's the one that I tested between this and another pad of paper. You can go back and find the video. It's like one painting, two sketchbooks, and I'm just using the watercolor sketchbook more, and it's a nice paper. I'm sure that it isn't the most luxurious paper that ever was in terms of watercolors, but you know, I don't very often tend to get my watercolors to do watercolory things, but I'm totally going to do it in this video. I leaned in hard to letting the watercolors do what watercolors do best, which is bleeding and melting in each other. I decided in the background of this drawing that I was going to do the galaxy style painting, and I think that the colors really held up. They were vibrant. They were nicely saturated. I was really worried about it the first time I opened them, because those little plastic palette sheets, I don't even know what to call them, you know, did not instill me with confidence, but it was so weird. I had to try it. And if you know anything about me, I love trying new things, and honestly, some part of me doesn't even care if the new thing's like good or not. It's just the experience of exploring, and if it's an art supply, it's even better. I want to put like a caveat that like it's even better if it's a good art supply to discover a new art supply. Like new foods is where I will experiment a lot. One time I bought a bottle or jar of grass flavored jelly. You want to know, it tasted exactly like grass. And I think about it today, it was such a fun experience. Oh my gosh, I'm totally ranting. Okay, so I've created this little bunny. He's a little bit different from how I normally draw him. He's got big, puffy, like marshmallowy ears, and I absolutely love him. And here we go with the palette And I have one that I didn't unfurl. I'm not even sure if I use it or if I pull it out later. The labeling on these palettes is really weird. I think that when I looked at my reference swatch chart, that I tried 2 different ways of dealing with this really funky number system for the watercolor palette, and looking at both of them, I was satisfied with neither one of them. I think that if I were to swatch them again today, that I would have built them and just wasted some sheets of paper and built them, you know, 1 row of 3, 1 row of 4. I think that's 5 and 6, or I don't know. It looks like 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm sorry, y'all. I could have probably looked that up earlier. Have grace with yourself. So here I am doing the galaxy, and I am really enjoying how saturated these paints really are. They had a lot of pow, and I think that they held up well. And I believe that if I had done a better job with planning how I was going to use these colors, that I wouldn't have had to go back after I hair dried them and, you know, added darker, richer tones in areas. I'm trying to think. I think that these watercolors did a beautiful job of doing that sort of I don't know, watercolory thing. You see where it's feathering and showing movement with the water. I really enjoyed that. So if you've been around my channel a while, you will have noticed that I am trying to find cheaper art supplies that really do well. And I guess that I could have put this in here because I don't remember these guys being that expensive. I think that opposed to the Hello Hobby watercolors, I think that these guys have way more bang for your buck. They're actually intended for artists. They're not really a craft supply, and therefore they are inherently way more enjoyable to work with. The colors I found were a little bit quirky for me. I grew up using Winsor and Newton watercolors, and so when I think in colors, I think in the Winsor Newton colors that I grew up flirting on. And so when I am exposed to color palettes that are really significantly different, they just sort of like blow my mind, and I'm not exactly sure what to do with them. So I think I played it safe with this, guys. I think I played with a color palette that I know. But look at this. I think that it just came out so delightful. I don't know if I'm happy with that smiley face. As soon as I did it when I was painting, and I was like, I don't know about that. Did I just destroy this painting? Let me know in my comments whether that little quirky grin is a winner, or if I need to just go back with some acrylic paint and just go boop and dot it out. And so we are to the end of the painting. I think technically this is supposed to be my, like, what they call them, moody glamour shots, but I don't know how to make them moody. So this is my glamour shot of this little illustration I did to give a demo of these Royal Land paints. When I hit 100 subscribers, I think I'm going to try to do a giveaway for one of my subscribers to get the unopened pack if anybody's interested in them. I think they're super fun, and I'd love to share them with you. So this is my reminder: like, subscribe, leave a comment. See you next time. Love you. Bye.